Hi, I'm Beebee. This is my dog Ruby is here with me, and this is Scrambled Sid City. We are trying to talk our mentor down from trying to assassinate like a 20-year-old. Sid says, I don't think killing her is the right option. Sid says, not for her and not for you either. Alexa says, with all due respect, I've already made my choice. But if you get to her first and hand her over to the authorities, then I'll accept that. Once they know who she is, I'm sure they'll deal with her correctly. Hand her over to some B-list heroes to escort to the nearest fortress of verisimilitude or whatever? At least maybe she might reform then. There's nothing I can say that'll change your mind, we ask. It's something I've thought about, many times. Death Squad didn't take any prisoners if we didn't have to. You could probably guess that from the name, but she flinches a little, like this is something she didn't want to be questioned on. Of course she doesn't. Who would? I'm not saying that's how we acted, or that how we acted was right, or that this was the right thing to do, but that's how I've learned to live, and I've already made my decision. Not that that means I'm going to respect her answer. Looks like my original worries about Frequency being a crazy killer lady were true. Sure, I'm safe, at least I think I'm safe, but I don't want to think about it too much. Oh, god damn it. Has she been using me as a pawn all along? This sucks. Alexa's the first person who's actually tried to help me be a hero, and now... Don't be stupid, Sid. She said she'd respect whatever my choices were. It's just a grudge she's got against Enchantress or something. I'll just have to keep them apart from each other. Now I really hope Enchantress got captured. Alexa says, I understand your reluctance. Oh my god. I keep jumping down a line is what happens. But I hope I can still rely on your help with stuff like these other incidents we've been dealing with. Yeah? Alexa reaches out her hand towards me, but I don't return it. She looks away as if she understands and gently retracts her hand. I'm just gonna have to take a while to deal with this. Sorry for being awkward, Alexa. Especially since I'm still hungry and I'm gonna eat the lunch you just made. Day 19! So it's been another week. Sometimes I get those, hey, you want to stop some wrongdoers calls from Alexa while I'm still on shift, and I'm faced with a dilemma. What comes first, my work or my duty? I mean, the populace has got to be defended, but if Sid doesn't get paid, then Sid doesn't eat, and Scrambled's going to be too weak to stop any crimes. Unless hangry Scrambled would be like a power-up, hungry for that big break and angry at injustice. My current strategy is really to awkwardly beg friends to let me take lunch right then, and I'll cover them anytime they want later. Lunch at 4 p.m.? Haha, yeah. Despite what weird conversation we had a couple days ago, Alexa hasn't suddenly turned into a bloodthirsty maniac or anything. The first time she called after that, I was scared to pick up. But I guess all that stuff she said about trusting my judgment was true. She's been the same as ever. I've gone around to hers a little bit less, though. I don't know, it just shook me. And she never really took it back or said sorry. Sneaking into the back, I bring my phone to my ear again, coughing to get Alexa's attention. She says, "You're back? Well then." This one is one of those situations where we're actually ahead of them. There's a small-time gang of crooks who just got their hands on a top-secret government weapon. How? These things just happen. You'll get used to them. Okay, well, what is it? It's a, gravity blaster, I suppose. Like a laser cannon of sorts, except it can turn things inside out. The science isn't important. What matters is the situation could get dangerous. I'll come and provide assistance. After our chat the other day, that's a really, really scary thought to me. I mean, if they've got a weapon like that, then it's likely they could have killed someone. And that means they'd be fair game to Alexa. I'm not saying these are good guys and we just need to talk to them, but I don't want to see that happen. She, is very anti-killing. I'm honestly more neutral. I'll handle it. I'll see you there, partner. She hangs up immediately, and that's not making me any less worried, but I can't waste time either way. Gotta get there before she does. According to Alexa, there should be a van headed to around where the Hotel Eugenie is. She's not sure if that's their target, but she could see why a big fancy 5-star hotel might be worth a break-in. The black van pulled up around a block down in the perfect place for me to intercept them. Already cloaked up, I followed the totally not suspicious looking gang of 4 kinda built dudes in all black, not towards the hotel actually, but into an alley. Damn, criminals sure do love alleys. I've been on their trail for a while now, down the series of back streets, and these guys aren't really trying to be subtle at this point. Classic hench goons, I guess? One of them, the guy at the back of the pack, is just holding the blaster over his shoulder like it's no big deal. He's carrying it around like he's trying to show it off, and I mean, it is pretty cool. But at the same time, these guys definitely seem more serious than the ones I've taken down so far. I'm gonna have to play this carefully. For a second, I catch myself wishing Alexa was here too, but no. Work this out cleanly and neatly now, and no one's gonna get seriously hurt. Thing is, I have a plan. The one special thing about my camouflage is that I can apply it to anything I touch. It's how I hide my clothes, duh. It wears off after a while, but I mean a while, an hour minimum. I can get people not finding self-invisibility to be all that good, but this is really good for mind games. Purse snatchers look back, checking if they've dropped anything, and then you deck them in the face. I'm dope at mix-ups. When Omega War 2 rolls around and the United Force of Heroes needs someone who can snatch the cane of fuck-all life off Darklaw, that's me. And I'm close behind these guys, 4 or 5 paces at a time. They're not really chatting, so I gotta be a bit careful, but there's 4 of them. Easy enough to hide the sound of my footsteps inside theirs. Eventually they stop, though, and I freeze in place. This could be the perfect moment, or wait, crap, what if they stop because they've noticed me? Shit, the thug says. This is the place? Yep. Oh, phew, not me. The gang yank balaclavas over their faces, with the boss guy putting on some cool armored helmet instead. That probably came with a gun, huh? He's readying it now and pointing it at the wall. I consider taking a dive and tackling the gun out of his hands, but the noises it's making as he powers it up make me kind of scared to touch it. Boom! I see the gravity gun bit now. A bright light shoots out of the gun, and then I can't see it anymore. But when it hits the wall, the concrete and bricks spin into a vortex, smashing into each other and sending debris flying out. When the dust clears a few moments later, there's a big hole, easy for the gang to walk through, and I see their target. It's the police station. See, if these guys were like anyone else I'd taken down before, I'd be up for just leaving it up to the police, but that gun's serious business. There's no way the cops will be able to beat them in a simple firefight. It's a super weapon, and if we're talking super, you need a superhero. I think this one might be better than my previous one-liners. Sucks that I can't say it out loud, because I bet the big angry man with the huge gun would totally agree. The gang boys step through the hole in the station, and I follow, just about catching the end of their threats. The weapon's already slung over the boss's shoulder again, holding it proud like he's compensating for something. So play along, or I think you'll know what'll happen, he says. Seriously, what do they want in a police station like this? That gun feels more like jailbreak or heist material. I'm pretty sure they just keep pickpockets and jaywalkers in here. We want all your weapons. Dave, have these good boys escort you to the armory. Dudes, you have a crazy gravity gun thing right there. You don't need any more weapons. Still, this Dave guy pulls out a gun, and the officers dutifully raise their hands, walking along with him. They really are all armed. It's cool, though. They aren't going to fire if they don't know what they're firing at, right? One of them says, "What now, boss? We should probably fuck this place up some more, teach the boys in blue a lesson." Thank God he's really in love with the whole gun over his shoulder, posing like he's a fucking action badass deal, because this is going to make my job way easier. While they're barking out demands, I pull up close behind the boss man, reach out and touch the gun. Alright, chumps, time to wait. And while he's looking around in confusion, trying to solve the disconnect between feeling like the gun in his hand, even though his eyes tell him it isn't, I yank hard on it and pull it out of his hands. Ow, what the fuck is going on? It seems like I caught his fingertips in the process too, twisting them up kind of painfully. Not bad. Did you drop the gun? No, it was right there. His eyes search the floor, totally confused. I gotta admit, I don't like this thing. I don't want to hold it much longer, so I can take a quiet few steps back, looking for a desk to stow it under for now. Until I step on a chunk of dislodged brick from earlier with an unpleasant crunch and end up falling clear over onto my back. You know, I thought I was getting better at this stuff. 18 whole days, no tripping, new record for me. There's someone there! Where? Somewhere in that area. They must have followed us in. Don't be stupid. How the fuck would they have done that? They're arguing amongst themselves. I hear one of them say, "What if it's an invisible man?" And A, oh crap, and B, invisible woman, thank you. And it's camouflage. It takes long enough that I scramble around on the floor, hiding the gun under a table, and get to my feet. Fuck it, I don't care. Show yourself, asshole. The second in command, I guess, draws his own normal gun and fires it off right in my general direction as a warning shot, I guess. Except it's not a warning shot, since I'm right there, and it flies right over my head. Shit. He doesn't stop either, firing a few more shots. None are as close as the first one, but I'm scared to get up off the floor. I mean, with the gravity thing gone, the police should be able to take down these guys, right? I can leave it to them, or, ugh, I fucked this one up bad. I said I didn't want to see her here, but right now, Frequency seems like a real hero. Especially when she flies through the gap in the wall, charges at the boss guy, knees him in the spine, and grabs him like a human shield. Fuck yeah! Frequency says, I'm here to shut you down. I guess that one makes sense if you know her bit is computers. She reaches around the big dude's right arm and twists it hard, the man screaming in response before his arm falls kinda limp. Scanning the room like she has a moment of safety while his goons decide what to do, her goggles trace over the floor, and the red lasers pick out my leg and my butt in the general form of Scrambled, well, scrambling around. Frequency sighs, concern, irritation, relief? I don't know, but she doesn't give away that I'm here beyond a simple nod to show that she knows I know. She knows I'm there. I slowly get to my feet and then stay stock still because they've got weapons pointed at me, at us. If these guys wanted to, they could kill, and that means Frequency would be totally in her right to finish them off. And I get that. Maybe I'm biased, maybe because Enchantress looks like she's my age, and a girl, and a fancy phantom thief, and not a gun-toting asshole. I feel more sympathetic. But I still don't want to see Alexa kill, not where I can see it, at least. She has this weird weapon from the museum, the wire gun thing, on her left hip, and from how easily it tore through that painting back there, I'm pretty sure it'd fuck up flesh pretty bad. And it's not like and that's if it's not like a taser or something too. The men aren't putting down their guns, though. Sure, they're not going to take a shot. At least I don't think they are. It'd be kind of fucked up if they did, but it's a real Mexican standoff. Where's the other guy? She says. What are you talking about? The fourth one. Don't know what you mean. Ah. She smirks a little, and that's freaking me out. Like, on the one hand, she definitely seems so cool right now. But what if it's a sign of her bloodlust? Sid! Hey, what? On your hip. It seems like a random comment, but it's enough for the guy she snapped the arm of to suddenly reach back and try to grab the wire gun, frequently shaking him roughly as she tries to get a hold of his other wrist to snap it too. And while the guy doesn't get the gun, neither does Alexa. In the struggle, it goes flying off her hip into the floor, Frequency hissing as she looks between it and the crooks. Aw, fuck, it hurts. Shoot the bitch. Boo. Loyalty amongst thieves, huh? They're definitely going to try and kill her the first chance they get. The good thing about killing a hero is that they aren't innocent like civs, and they aren't backed up by the establishment, but like police. So you can't even spin murdering one of them into self-defense or manslaughter. Maybe that's what Enchantress did. But if they're so distracted, I can go and grab their guns, probably even easier than I did with the boss dude. The only problem is, what if Frequency strikes first and gets them? If I can turn the blaster invisible, I can do the same trick to her gun, too. And I don't think Frequency knows I can do that, so that means before she can pick up her gun again, I touch it, completely cloaking it. I don't know if I want to carry it around either, so instead I kick it across the floor, sending it skidding to the other side of the room. It doesn't look like she's noticed for now. Time to go and disarm the others. She's so mad. Where? I don't get the chance to carry out my plan because it seems like Alexa already had her next move in mind. Duck down, grab the gun, fire. But the gun's not there and she's halfway through the squat, so instead she shoulder tackles the back of the head thief, sending him flying towards the other two, and he's big enough that the collision knocks them both down on the ground. I see Frequency looking around for her gun, genuinely confused as to where it could have gone, and while she's busy with that, I dash over to the dazed gunmen, roughly wrestling the guns out of their hands before they've got any idea what's going on, and then throw their firearms to the other side of the room. Watch where you're throwing those! It's pretty obvious I'm here now, I guess, but when I look back to Frequency, I don't think she even cares because she's drawing something else out of one of her belts. A smaller weapon, a little like a sphere. And even though I don't know what it does, I immediately don't want to see her use it. I charge right into Alexa's side, uncloaking as I do, and grab at her arm. It kind of looks like I'm hanging off of it, and she looks back at me with an almost pained expression on her face. She almost calls us by her name. Scrambled? What are you doing? Stopping you from making a mistake. Oh, we're so noble. That pain turns to anger as she tries to shake me off with a little force. I can tell she's trying to not hurt me, but the fact that she's just ignoring me and not even thinking about what she's doing, that makes me even more hurt. It's not even Sid, let go of me. we will figure out what we're gonna do to stop Alexa from making a terrible mistake in the next episode. See you then. Bye.